And welcome back. I'm Joseph Hoffman. I hope that you already learned how to play Frog in the Middle. How are you doing at playing that, by the way? If you learned that in our last lesson, hope you've been practicing that and having fun playing it. Let's come on down to the heartbeat mat. And I'd like you to touch each heartbeat with me while we sing Frog in the Middle. On your screen, just touch each beat with my hand as we sing. Frog in the middle, frog in the sea, frog in the middle, can't catch me. What did you notice about singing Frog in the Middle and touching the steady beat? Did you notice that there were some beats that didn't even have a sound or a word in them? If you did, that's great. There's a picture for that. In music, we call it a rest when there is no sound in a beat. I'm going to do the first page of heartbeats again, and I want to see if you can find where this rest belongs. Remember, a rest means silence during one beat. Here we go. Find the beat where there's no sound. Frog in the middle, frog in the sea. Did you hear the beat with no sound? Touch the beat with no sound in it. If you're touching this beat, you're correct. We call this a quarter rest. Now let's figure out the other beats. I'm going to do the first row, and would you figure out which beat has two sounds in it? Ba, 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 ba. Point to the beat that had two sounds. Listen one more time. Ba, 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 ba. Point to the beat with two sounds. If you're pointing to this one, you're correct. And we call a beat with two sounds in it 2/8 notes. Now, how many sounds did you hear in these other three beats? That's right, there's one sound in each beat. And when there's one sound in a beat, we call that a quarter note. So I'm going to fill quarter notes across this row. If you'd like to do this yourself at home, you can download these materials to print from our website. Now, we can say this rhythm like this. Ta, ti, ti, ta, ta. Will you point to each beat and say that with me now? Ta, ti, ti, ta, ta. Great job. Now let's figure out the next row. I'll touch the beats, and you listen and see where you hear tas and where you hear TTs. Ba, 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 ba. What did you hear? Here's the correct answer. Ta, ti, ti, ta. Rest. Now, let's go on down to the next page and figure out what comes next. Here's the rest of Frog in the Middle. Ba, 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 ba. Point to the heartbeat that had two sounds. If you're pointing to this one, you're correct. And the other beats, what did they have? One sound each is the correct answer. So we'll fill those with quarter notes. Now, this last row is all that's left. Let's listen to how it goes. I'll start with the row we just wrote. Ba, 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 ba. What did you notice about this row? Did you hear the rest? Point to the beat where you heard a rest. That's right, it's the last beat. There is no sound in that beat. So we'll add a quarter rest. What about the other beats? Did you hear any eighth notes? There are no eighth notes this time. So we need all quarter notes because there is only one sound in every beat. Now we've written the entire rhythm to Frog in the Middle. Let's try singing the rhythm words to Frog in the Middle while you touch each beat on your screen. I'll do it along with you. Here we go. Ta, ti, ti, ta, 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 ti, ti, ta. Rest. Ta, ti, ti, ta, 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 ta. Rest. Great work. Now, it's time for the magic to happen again. Look at what happened to the board. Some of the rhythms are missing, and I'm going to need your help to put them back together. So what I'm going to do is say the rhythm, and you tell me what rhythm belongs in there, ta or ti. Ba, 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 ba. What belongs right here? If you said ta, you're correct. Try the next row. Ba, 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 ba. What belongs in this beat? If you said a quarter rest or a rest, you're correct. Next row. Ba, 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 ba. What belongs in this beat? If you said ti or 2/8 notes, you are correct. Ba, 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 rest. What belongs in this beat? There was one sound, so if you said a quarter note or ta, you are correct. Great job helping me with these rhythms today. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you want to download these materials, just go to our website. See you next time.